Good morning. Happy Monday to you. Welcome back to Summoners Weekly. I'm JD, your host, followed with
Caleb, your co-host.
we got two special guests today. Pretty recurring guest. I'm just gonna say you're like a supporting actor at this point.
Yeah, right. Hey guys, it's Shinya from Champion Select. How we doing?
And then we have our buddy Rowan here.
Yeah, I'm the buddy Rowan. I'm usually the guy sitting on kind of like behind the camera,
Actually,
making goofy faces and stuff like
You
that.
are the live studio audience.
Yeah, I'm just kind of giggling in the background, hopefully not being heard in some of the podcasts, but we'll see. We'll figure out.
And okay, so let's just talk about last week. It was a very funny week because the day of the podcast, we were like Unleashed spoilers
Day one.
had just started, so we didn't know anything, but we called a lot of the things. In
Called so
fact,
much.
Shinya, you called Experience.
Yep.
We called, what was it?
Jungle, like Battlefields.
Battlefields,
Which is
yes.
technically not as much as I thought it was going to be. We only have like the brush so far.
So far, they're not done. They're still
far.
this whole week is
Whole
Unleashed
week
spoilers.
still. Oh.
And it's been crazy, and we're gonna dive into. We're gonna have an entire section dedicated to spoilers. But man, we are in full Unleashed spoiler season. We have Atlanta coming up. Honestly, in like what, a month now?
Yeah,
Pretty
about a
much?
month away.
Oh my
exactly
God.
a month,
Is
I
it
think.
A month?
It's
Yeah,
a
'cause
month
the
away.
23rd, 22nd, something
I'm still
like that.
recovering from Vegas.
Yeah, honestly, I'm still recovering from Vegas. Hey, but it's gonna be fun. Actually, a lot of the Summer's crew is gonna be pulling up. That's gonna be fun.
I was gonna say more so than last time.
Yeah, and there's another event before Atlanta, is there?
Well, there was a China regional
Shenzhen.
that ended last night.
Shenzhen.
Or this morning.
Yeah. The
And,
Shenzhen. Aurelia took it.
It was Irelia finals.
That's wild.
Yep.
I'm surprised Aurelia took it.
Irelia took her first regional. I'm so happy. More purple stonks are up.
More purple stonks up. Okay, so we have that big news. So we have the Unleashed spoilers. We have Shenzhen championship or regional or whatever Shenzhen tournament winner from that. We have Atlanta in about a month.
I think I know which one you're talking about. Is it Nilly?
Is it Lily?
Not. Is it Lily?
It might be Lily.
Is it right before Atlanta?
Lily is before Atlanta. I'm almost positive.
So we're gonna get one more.
No?
No, yeah,
Yeah,
for
okay,
sure.
yeah.
We should be getting one more, and then we'll be getting the Atlanta regional. Dang. Okay, cool. So we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about today.
There's always something to talk about in Riftbound. It's just never ending.
What's so funny is last week we called Kazakhs.
Yep.
And then they
Yep.
freaking announced Kazakhs now, and he's sick in the game, man.
cool.
I love his art on his legend. He looks like a xenomorph from Alien, and
I
so.
know. And the signature ability. Oh,
And I just want to say this before we dive into a lot of what we're going to talk about today. We have the card gallery up. We will not be touching on every single card. I just want to be transparent. Way too many releases. This would be a 2.5 hour pod, and while you guys may love that, we are normal human beings that have jobs and got to wake up in the morning. So we may have a part 2 to the podcast next week. But I'm going to shameless plug here. If you want to get deep dives on all your stuff, Champion Select. I've been watching your stuff, man, and there's a big reason why I love your content, man. You go into all those spoilers. You did a day daily, right?
I did a day 0 as well. I mean, when we got home from the podcast, spoilers cards started coming out. I rolled out of bed at 5 a.m. and was getting the Chinese spoilers that weren't officially translated yet. But every day I'm reviewing every single card that's released, talking about them, and just getting feedback from the community.
Yep, we love to see it. I love the content too. Very, very informative. If you guys don't know, Shinya is, I would consider, one of the better players here in San Antonio. And if you want to learn from somebody, he's definitely a place to learn from. So if you, yeah. Speaking of which, yeah, gotta flex the edge of night skirmish, man.
Gotta flex it.
So if you're looking to get better at the game, I know sometimes we don't always put content out that's like super informational. We put the podcast out, we put other stuff out. But man, Shinya's content, definitely go check it out. Definitely worth your time, is what I would say. What I would say.
Love it.
Also, today. We mentioned last pod that Changren had said collectors will be very happy
finally saw
with
it.
set 3, and we have confirmation that there will be an ultimate rare Baron card.
The art is so sick.
It's insane, and
love it.
I'm a little sad that there's not an ultimate rare like red,
Symbol.
blue. Oh no, or symbol,
Rarity
yes,
symbol, yeah.
rarity symbol. But also like Elder Dragon would be really cool to have an ultimate rarity. I feel like. So yeah, we got a couple things. Let's go ahead. We're gonna deep dive into, I think, what everyone's excited for, our thoughts and opinions on Unleashed. First off, now that we've gone I guess we had a first glimpse when we had the picture of Baron and we had the legend teasers. But now that we've seen what the cards do, what's the general vibe on Unleashed? I'd love to go down the row and just get like thoughts on it, like initial thoughts and opinions on what you guys feel Unleashed is going to bring to the game.
I feel like with some of the new champion stuff, I feel like some people are going to try and at least like try something else besides purple, like besides Draven, this, that, and the other. I kind of want to do Rengar. He interests me. And so I can't wait to be able to play with just some kill spells and then the ambush and stuff and this, that, and the other. That's going to be loads of fun. Hopefully it kind of makes it more of a step back, kind of jump in, jump out, kind of like slow down kind of the meta. And people are kind of scared of some of these ambushes and stuff. And so,
You know, you mentioned ambush, and I do feel like the set 3 meta is going to slow the game down tremendously.
Oh, yeah.
Mainly because of how many answers you can have now and the type of answer. You know, right now I feel like in Origins, games used to, like, okay, learning the game is one thing. Once you got really good with the game, like the Kaisa matchups, those games can go by quick. You can be done with it with a best of 3, a series of 3 within like 30, 40 minutes usually. I feel like games are going to go at least a minimum of an hour to hour and a half with set 3.
Not only that, even just talking about how like we feel about the game, I feel like when we were this far along in Origins, well, about a month and a half-ish, I like kind of figured everything out. Now I feel like I'm learning something new every single time I play, and I'm scared. I'm just as scared as like day one of like playing against these decks. I have no idea what half of these cards do still. Like I know on the back of my head, but like how they interact with each other, what's going to be played.
The Minotaurs, bro.
Minotaurs,
I love the Minotaur. He's my favorite unit.
Yeah, I got to shout
Screw
out
purple.
Rowan. Rowan is a diehard Volibear stan. And we love
Day
you.
one.
We love you for it. And you have lost plenty of game with it. But you have unlocked the tech. Or at least I think you're so familiar with the tech that like cards like, is it just Minotaur? What's his name?
I think
Something Reckoner?
yeah, it's like Minotaur
Ruthless
Reckoner.
Reckoner.
Ruthless
something
Reckoner.
like
That sounds right.
And if you're not familiar, prevents you from moving units back to the base.
Any units,
Huge.
it's a Vile Maw's Lair on a card, and
That's-
you don't have to be at a battlefield. You just well, you have to be at a battlefield. You just can't move to base. Period.
Right. And with Carnivorous Snapvine,
Oh yeah, it traps
Challenge.
people there. Like I trap all the small units and stuff, or the people that try and bounce back and forth with the ride the wind or the fighter flights and stuff like that. And it even stops that one where it lets you return it on defense. The
recall.
No, Reaver's Row.
Reaver's Row. It really stops down, which helps a lot, especially against these dang rat-ez people over here. Those rats, man.
I'm positive I've traumatized a lot of people in the San Antonio. And it's funny, in the San Antonio Riftbound community, I haven't played a skirmish on Ez, my rat Ez, or just the ZQ list. But so many people have told me, they're like, Tempa, who won last night's skirmish,
Yeah.
he was like, dude, I play every Ezreal I play against. I just know what to expect now because him and I scrimmed a lot.
Oh, yeah,
we got a
that's good.
lot of playtime in. So Rowan, thank you for your insight. Caleb, what's your vibe, general thoughts on Unleashed?
Unleashed.
And what it's going to bring to the meta, to the game, how it changes Riftbound?
I'm definitely super excited. I think this is probably going to be one of my favorite sets. I really enjoyed Spearforge, but it definitely wasn't Origins for me. Origins was definitely more fun in my opinion compared to Spearforge. I think Unleashed is going to change the game entirely. The arts on a lot of the cards are really interesting, and I'm excited to rip open packs and get to playing. And I've had multiple conversations with a lot of our locals about different things that I think are going to shake up, different combos that I'm looking forward to see and testing, and getting to experiment and see what works.
It's so fun you mentioned ripping packs. We have connecting art poros in Unleashed.
My favorite arts. I
Dude.
love all of them.
Little snow day.
Imagine opening your pack and then just like you're gonna have to get the set. There's no
Yeah,
way
you
you
have
don't
to.
collect all 6 of them.
Maybe this is what Changrid mentioned about collectors will be happy as well. Maybe this is part of it.
It's the amount of I'm so surprised they didn't do overnumber battlefields.
Yeah, I can't believe it in the battlefield like set, in the jungle set, man.
I think eventually they will.
Yeah.
I'm with the overnumbered poros. We've talked about it multiple times before about making the most expensive deck.
That's
I
what they do.
mean,
yeah.
with the Poros, you can get pretty
Yeah,
crazy
3
now.
beach,
And then my favorite card still is like the Lonely Poro. I love his art. He's just on the stump in the background. Just
Everyone's
sad.
having a party.
He's got a little spotlight. Oh, dude, it looks so sad.
Which one's your favorite out of the Poros?
Oh, well, I'm partial to Lonely Poro, but let's see here. Ooh. It's got to be Pouty Poro.
I was gonna say Pouty Poro is my favorite.
He's like his little face, his little
Howdy
tough
Poro
face.
was me every Monday morning.
Oh my! Well, not when you listen to Summer's Weekly in the morning.
True.
When you listen to Summer's Weekly in the morning, you are
You're
veteran
Daring Poro.
Poro. Man, or Daring Poro. Look at that boy.
If I had to pick a second one, Plundering Poro is my second. He's so cool.
Well, speaking of Lonely Poro, I learned, the Loyal Poro from this set? Apparently it's the same Poro in the lore, in the Runeterra lore.
I saw that someone I think it was on Twitter. He's
Yeah.
like, I love the Riot team for just showing that the Lonely Poro he gets a little joyful later on.
Yep.
There we go. I also think. Okay, well, first, Shinya. What do you think set 3? What do you think about set 3? What do you think about the vibe? What are you excited? Are you not excited? What if you're excited? What specifically about?
I'm excited, but I'm also hesitantly excited because some of the purple cards, Existential Dread, 1 mana, 1 purple, repeat. It's basically a rebuke or a thwonk.
Oh yeah.
And then there's another one. I can't remember the name of it. It's a 3 mana unit with 2 might. When you play it, your
Yes.
opponent discards a card from their hand. What are we doing? Why
Well,
is
you have
purple?
you have to spend 2 EXP, and then it's just cheap Mind Skinner. It's like, okay. come on.
Isn't it whenever you play it, it just does
No,
it?
but I think you play it and you
He
have to
has to have
spend
XP.
2
You
EXP.
do?
Yeah, you spend 2 EXP and
Okay.
then you get to
See, that's
discard it.
that's another reason why I think the set 3 meta is going to it's just going to slow the game down, right? Like you're going to
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
build up XP. It's going to be a viable option with like cards like Yi, with the XP gain. I think no one has unlocked it yet, but I definitely
course.
think there's going to be like a rush XP build. Yeah.
And then we have Abandon, another counterspell.
Yep.
A
Oh my
better
goodness.
counterspell, too. Like,
It's the esophagus? Sarcophagus?
Oh,
Sarcophagus.
Not
yes,
esophagus.
yeah.
That's like the throat.
I think everybody's
Sarcophagus.
forgetting the strongest card coming in purple.
Give us
Sinister
again.
Poro.
Sinister Poro.
Sinister Poro.
Why is
Yes.
purple getting? What are they doing, man?
What does he do again? Click on him.
Sinister Poro is when I attack, you may pay 1 energy to move a unit here to its
Oh
base.
my goodness.
Get those treasures,
that
get
is-
that discard draw
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
That is Draven's wet dream
Well,
right
Purple
there.
didn't have a Poro besides Mystic Poro, right? They only had Mystic Poro.
That was this is the
So
second.
everyone's
Purple
getting a second Poro, right?
Right.
Wait, guys.
Yellow's has 3 now.
That's wild. Dude, I'm telling
Yeah.
you, the Braum, when Braum comes out and there's like, you can use any
Yep.
any keyword Poro, that's another thing. Wow, okay. Before we get too far into it.
I also think Sinister Poro is that the first Poro with a recycle cost?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Ah,
I think
interesting.
they were smart to
Yeah.
actually make it the one with the
But anyway,
recycle.
real quick, Lily and LeBlanc. Lily and LeBlanc
yeah.
are going to be insane.
We had a member post in the community section about what we'd like to talk about this week, and they're like, talk about how broken LeBlanc is or anything that you could do to break. I'm going to be honest, we don't know the text. We're working on the text. We're looking at them when everyone else sees them, so it's not like we know ahead of time. But we're going to very quickly start to see. I think I saw a post on Reddit about the already infinite combos you can do in the game. There's a handful of infinite combos that currently exist once set 3 comes out. Jin and LeBlanc being 2 of those that have access. I think one's like infinite power, and the other one's like
Yep.
infinite tokens, I think. It was one of the
Yeah.
two.
Ooh.
Yeah, I saw a board full of the
Yeah.
gins.
I think Lily's gonna go absolutely crazy.
Lily
I
is so
know
good.
one of my buddies is really interested in Jin, and he's talking about how you're able to like cycle out a bunch of spells. I'm just like, now that I'm thinking about it, Lilia can stop that down or immediately with her Sig spell.
I'm okay. Yeah, let's go around the table. Which legend are we off rip? Just like really excited for. I'll start us off. Man, I gotta say, Kha'Zix looks cool, man. I gotta stick with my body chaos colors. Like
Yeah.
Kha'Zix looks, his 6 spell and his overnumber just look awesome in my opinion. Definitely something to start, just to start looking into. Maybe that mid range. So we'll get into it in a little bit. I'll talk about it when we get to the deck building section. But Kha'Zix is who I'm excited for, Rowan.
I'm kind of excited for Rengar the Pride Stalker. Just playing like a little, play a Poro turn 1, play another Poro turn 2, and then all of a sudden your Poros just has an extra 1 might. It's going to be loads of fun. And then possibly like turn 3, move in a different Poro and then ambush, and then the Poro you're attacking with just gets 1 extra might also. So it's just gonna be fun.
I was gonna say, you know me, green blue. Lilia looks really strong, but I'm honestly somebody we haven't gotten a lot of info on that I'm excited to see how they're gonna work is Vex.
That's
We
true.
haven't seen her signature spell yet.
We haven't seen
Vex
either
too.
of her champ units or her 6 spell.
This week,
yeah.
we will get them this week.
yeah.
I was telling Gail, dude, Vex is gonna be that person just like, hold on, let me dig for the answer. Yeah, defy. Let me dig for the answer. Yeah, just gonna rebuke you. Sorry, get out of here.
Stack decks.
Yeah, just
called shots.
reacting all the
if
time.
it exists by the time Unleashed comes out.
Ooh, that's a good point. We'll get into it. Shinya.
I'm torn. I really want to play Pike.
I was just gonna say, you strike me as a
love
Pike
I
main.
love Pike so much, especially playing him in Arena Mayhem. Ooh, some crazy stuff. But we haven't seen the signature spell yet. We have to see that first. But being able to bounce those units back to your hand and for 1 and then paying, getting a gold for it, or that, or just I think I want to play. I might play Aurora this set.
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
touched Aurora and. I think Aurora's gonna be crazy.
You know
what's Elder Dragon?
Wait, what's funny, dude, is like I remember like 8 podcasts ago when there was a bunch of stuff going on the channel, but I said like I'm here to talk about why Dazzling Aurora is $50.
Yeah.
And now
That's
it's $110.
Yeah.
Now it burns a hole in my wallet.
I
My
remember-
credit card bill goes higher.
Around the same time, when you were switching off of Dazzling with Spirit Forged, I remember you saying, "Yeah, Dazzling Aurora isn't that good," and then MF came in what 2nd or 3rd in one of the tournaments in Bologna.
Yep.
And then you're like, "Oh well, I'm back to Aurora," and
I
now
was
it's just
wrong.
stonks are up for Aurora.
Dude,
right now.
Aurora stonks are crazy, and I think every Origin staple, including Kaisa, Baited Hook, Aurora, all of those cards have shot up in value beyond belief. Before we get into market talk, again, there's so many different things we could talk about. Let's stick on the topic of Unleashed. All right, we've talked about who we're excited for. As far as ultimate rarities, we got confirmation in first visual from what Shinya says, and I believe him until they announce another one. I think there is only one ultimate rare card for Unleashed, and that will be the Baron Asher. How do we feel about Baron Asher ultimate rare?
I think they should do multiple ultimate rares. I'm kind of happy that they're only going to do one, possibly. We'll see, because I'm that kind of person that it kind of sucks whenever there's just super crazy, multiple crazy expensive cards that people that really can't just be wailing and just buying every card under the sun won't be able to really like pull those cards. But it would be kind of cool to see an ultimate rarity for every single one of the big dudes, like the Elder Dragon and the green one, the this, that, and the other.
I'm
Just-
surprised they didn't do ultimate rare Legends.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to agree with you there. One thing I really like about the Ultimate, or at least Barons, and I'm a huge anime manga nerd, is I like the manga style to it. I think it's like black and white, and I believe it's like instead of being gold etched like the overnumbers are, I think it's silver etched on it, and it's so beautiful. And I have a small theory, and this goes along the Ultimate Rare. When you mentioned it earlier, I talked about how we're seeing the first ever units to have showcases that aren't champions, like Rift Herald, Vile Maw. What's the other one I'm missing?
Elder Dragon does.
Elder Dragon. And y'all were talking about how it's unfair that Baron's the only one that's receiving one, and it's just in purple. I don't know. I think they might be setting up for all 6 colors to receive an ultimate rare.
That's what I was thinking.
That makes sense.
That's what I was thinking. Because like, why wouldn't an Elder Dragon ultimate rare exist? So who knows? Maybe we'll get more. As of right now, the filming of this, Ultimate Baron is the only confirmed first announced rarity.
Right.
And I will say this: a lot of the rare cards that we see in spoilers and videos, like they straight up do not do the cards justice, like on video
not at
or
all.
photos. Like when you get it in hand, it's like Spirit Blossom Ari is just like insanely beautiful in hand. Any overnumber, if you've ever seen one or held one in person, you understand like, oh, texture, foiling, trimming, like it's all so crazy. I do agree with you, Shinya. I think Ultimate Baron Asher, there should be a different rarity symbol.
Yeah,
just so that, I think for those slow roll rips, you could be like, oh, which one is it going to be? You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, I mean, hey, or maybe because it's yellow, right? Maybe do like a different color for each of the colors. Who knows? I don't know.
I was gonna
Do
say
something.
like a rainbow, like a little rainbow type
The
of design.
rainbow power that we
Yeah.
have it on the cards already. Yeah.
Shinya, what do you think about Ultimate Baron?
I love it. I just wish they would have went serialized. Give me some serialized cards. Come on. Magic did it, and their stocks are popping off. I mean, there would be nothing crazier than like seeking, especially a number you want. If there was say like 999 of them, getting that 420, getting that 69 one. Oh, come on. I love that. I just love cereal. I love like little gimmicks like that add a little extra spice and flavor to opening packs. It's just like, you never know. What if that pack, the one pack that the guy opened last night had Spirit Blossom signed already?
Shout out my buddy Ethan.
He opened one pack.
One pack
One
of
pack.
his box.
First one.
Well,
Yeah.
I was doing a deck check on him, and he was like, "I'll just open up one more pack in between this deck check." I look up from the deck check from cheers erupting in the corner. I'm like, "What just happened?"
And see that's what like signatures currently are, is that like that oh crap moment. But imagine like a moment that like blows your mind, that like the entire like store stops and everyone has to come over and look at the serialized card.
We love it. Question: do you guys think signature or ultimate rare will be harder to pull?
I think someone was running the numbers. I think it'll be harder to pull a specific signature than the ultimate rare. So
Really?
ultimate rare, a specific one, because there's one out of like there's like 16-ish. It'll be harder to pull a specific one you want than an ultimate rare. Because I think ultimate rare will be 0.1%, according to what.
I'm gonna check the camera. Continue.
Rumors are circulating.
Wow, cool. That's wild.
Yeah.
I definitely think. I think you're pulling the first one.
We'll see.
I think
I'm gonna be opening a lot.
in the friend group.
Yeah.
I think you're pulling the
my
first one.
luck, or I'm going to be the last one. My luck has been too good.
Yeah, you're pulling the first one. You're pulling the first one. I'm pulling the second because
Okay.
I actually didn't hit shite on Spirit.
You haven't
Spirit.
pulled. Wait, have you pulled a signature this set yet?
I haven't pulled a single signature at all.
Neither have I.
I'm due. Hey, we're due. Bro. I'd
Neither
rather.
have
I'll take a signature Kha'Zix. Yeah, or I'll take a Baron.
Yeah, the only thing I had over you was the Spirit Blossom. Then you pulled
Speaking
one.
of the signatures, on the Unleashed topic, how do you like about the purple signatures on the cards?
Some of the cards, I don't mind the purple,
Yeah.
but some of them it's like, why is it
Like
on like
Ivern?
a blue background? Yeah, it's like,
Hybrid
why-
is on a green
I
background.
can't even. It's kind of hard to read.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, or sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
no. Go ahead.
Lilia's it looks fine.
Yep.
Diana's it looks fine. Kha'Zix it looks beautiful. Then you have Poppy's and
Poppy and
Ivor's.
Ivern, ew.
I can't even see where it is on Ivor's.
You gotta
right
kind
there.
of look at your boy's
real
hips.
look at,
Yeah, it's hidden.
I understand wanting to do purple for Unleashed. Like that's kind of like the color, isn't it? Is it purple?
Yeah.
Or is it red?
It's like a pinkish, right?
Yeah. So maybe I don't know what they were thinking
I
with
like
purple.
purple.
Some of them look good. Some of them fit in. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Origins and Spearforge, they all looked amazing.
I just want to say, I'm glad we're back to getting some signed, overnumbered legends.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That
yeah.
I'm happy about.
They missed the mark. They should have did signatures on the overnumbered legends in this set
For
too.
Spearforge?
Why not? Those are my favorite legends.
It'll
They
be
look so good.
Yep.
Oh, I was gonna say it's because they're all done by the same studio. If you look, that's why they couldn't. I mean, they still could have,
Yeah, but still, okay.
So it's so interesting to look at like the value of like a Riftbound booster. Retail being $4.99. Let's just remember, retail on Riftbound is about $4.99 a pack, and you can get Showcase, Epic, Alt Art, Signature, and now Ultimate Rare. Insane considering other card games. You cannot get crap in like a normal play booster.
Yeah,
right?
that's what I was gonna say. As long as Riftbound keeps it where it's only one pack, no collector boosters, no nothing like that. Just one pack, I think I would be fine with like some serialized or something.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I love Magic. I think collector booster boxes and packs are the stupidest thing to exist ever.
It's just like $400
12
for
packs.
12 packs.
insane.
Like, don't get me wrong, but like the fact that like all the stuff you want are in those packs. Like you are literally like hard locked out of getting the option for some cards rather than like a collector booster. So I'm actually really proud of Riftbound for not going further because they could and maybe they will in the future. So this could age like milk.
Yep.
I could definitely see that. But as of right now, 3 sets in, it's insane.
Yeah, because I really hate getting just a collector's booster or something like that, where you split like a box with somebody and then like half the packs is like, cool, there's only like $3 in cards in here because the one rare in it just is worth nothing. It's 10 cents. So
I'm really hoping And this will probably be the only way I'm okay with a type of collector pack is box toppers.
Yeah,
I think
yeah, we
box
talked about
toppers
that,
are
yeah.
great.
Please, box toppers.
My
Oh,
card shop, the way we do box toppers is if, I mean, obviously if you buy a box, you get the box topper. But if we break it down for packs, what we do is instead of opening it and putting whatever cards in it to the store, we'll use it as pricing. We'll use it towards pricing. So I think it'll be great.
I hope, because again, sets like 1 through 5, they had to like design and make prior, right?
Way
So
prior,
box
yeah.
toppers are one of those things that's like not really like included in the set. It's like an additional thing. Please, for like the future sets, add that extra value in. Just like alternate arts for like 5 cards, or like maybe just the legends, even like an additional art, or like arcane art, or like specific arts from like skin lines. Like I think.
Just like a promo, something like
Yeah,
you
something
buy
like
a
that.
box, it comes in the box like Pokemon ETBs
Actually,
and stuff.
that's exactly how you do
get
it.
a promo.
You just do it. Just have the promo stamp to
stamp.
something.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just
That's it.
please don't have it loose like Pokemon and ETBs, because then some of those cards come out like this, and it's like nice, cool. Let me just put a textbook on it.
Yeah.
You know, we were at the store the other day for skirmish. You and I, a local player Tommy. Shout out Tommy. He was buying a bunch of Pokemon, and he was buying. You were there too.
I was.
He had a bunch of those like how Pokemon does those like large.
Pokeballs.
Not Pokeballs. The
The like poster collection.
like the poster collections with like the pin and like the 4 packs and the promo card. When is Riftbound doing something
I
like
want
that?
stuff like that.
I want some. I would buy the hell out of that like so quickly.
One thing I think Magic has done really well is their draft night box. I would love to see something similar for Riftbound.
Ooh, and speaking of that, because I know we're talking about Magic a lot now, but they did this TMNT where it's like 4 people versus 1 deck. And Lorcana does it too. It's 4 people versus 1 specific character. Be pretty cool for Riftbound to do something like that.
The PvE
1
mode.
monster deck, and it's PvE or PvD.
Everybody
People
versus
deck.
everybody
Yeah.
versus Victor. A little arcane,
Oh, yeah. He
arcane
just-
battle.
The World of Warcraft trading card game back in like 2006 did that too, where they had like boss decks. You could be the raid boss. And you had
Yeah,
to
I
fight
remember
the
You know
other
what was
Yeah.
crazy about that game? You could buy like boxes that look like game boxes that,
Oh, I
that
remember.
had the cards in
Yep.
them,
Oh,
and
yeah.
that was like the best way to get like the scratch cards.
Yep.
And you know what's crazy? I saw someone on
Spectral Tiger, man.
Yeah. I remember somebody on Twitter was like, "Oh, for Unleashed, are we gonna get like scratch cards?" And I was like, "We talked about that first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, hey, speaking of things we talked about,
League code cards would be to get some blue essence, to get some RP. Oh man, right?
Or
There's so many
they
things.
release a specific skin for Riftbound only.
If they
and that's
do-
the only way we can get it in League of Legends.
if and when they do that, the game is. There's no more getting product. You can't. They have to.
can't.
They,
Oh, dude,
they,
yeah,
have,
that's
they,
true.
they have to get
Don't
the
do it.
infrastructure. Yeah, they have to get the infrastructure down to get product out. Once they can nail that down, then they add like the mega chases like that. Just done.
I got a question for everybody. We've seen a type of like pit boss for every color besides red.
Right.
Who's
Red Drake.
Which one?
It'll be Red Drake, right?
Infernal.
Or
Infernal
Infernal-
Drake.
yes, Infernal
Infernal Drake. Yeah, more than likely it'll probably be like Infernal Drake, which is just a shame because we had Mountain Drake from set 1, and he's just a guy.
He's just a normal
He's just
dragon.
a guy.
He's just a big dude that
Yeah.
costs too
Wait,
much.
is this? Wait, hold on. I'm about to show you. Is Infernal Vox that thing you're talking about?
No, that's just a big epic creature, I thought, and it's like Involius Vox, right, or something like that.
Yeah, we don't play League of Legends, so
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably. I think Infernal Drake will be in this set. I think it's gonna be one of the cards that gets announced this week.
Yeah, keep an eye out. If you're curious where those announcements are happening, if you go to the official Riftbound website, you'll see in the news section all the creators who got access to spoiler cards. We have this week coming up, so just keep an eye out because there'll be more. I'm calling it now. We're gonna get Ultimate Rare in every color. There has to be.
There has to be. It has to be the big boys.
was gonna
like
say-
Viomon it has to be all the big boys. Like,
I'm not-
that
I wouldn't
has
be
to
surprised.
Elder Dragon. The
Is
Viomon.
there slots on the site for it? Is someone smarter than me
Well,
could
no, because
probably-
I don't even think
Well,
there's
I
a
mean-
slot for Baron.
Yeah, they'll be all next to each other.
It'll be in the overnumbered section.
I wouldn't be surprised if they get announced today. Like today when this comes out,
Yeah.
they're gonna be like, okay, we announced Baron.
Here's 5 more.
Yep.
All right. Going down the line, what are some cards you think we'll see this week?
This week, we're getting. Who did we not get?
So we haven't seen Vex's 6 spell or either the
Pike,
the champs.
Pike signature
Pike's-
spell.
we haven't seen-
Ivern's signature spell as well.
And
Ivern.
Kha'Zix's leaked.
It
Yeah.
leaked in Chinese.
Yeah.
Any not ultimate rares, but epics that you think we might see? Like,
Honestly, I think we're done getting epics. Like, there's a lot in the list already. Besides the
there's always 5, right? For yellow, we got 1, 2, 3 so far. So
we did
we
get
should
3, yeah.
we should be. I mean, of
We
course,
have
it is a
4.
smaller set.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So,
Or well, sorry, I said epics. I meant
no, I'm stupid. Those are rares.
Okay.
I always get that mixed up. Purple to me means epic. I don't know. I played
Yeah.
too much World of Warcraft.
I
Oh,
also
that's true.
agree.
Yeah. Purple epic, orange,
Legendary.
Yeah.
I play too much Borderlands. I'm looking for like pearlescent or some foily like rainbowy thing.
So, and then this will be my last question for a little bit, and then I'll be quiet for a second so we can get on with the episode.
We love you, Caleb. You keep talking.
The Ruination. What do y'all think of the first board wipe?
It's never gonna be played.
It's too slow.
I think it's just too slow. It's never gonna be played, and there's only like
But
1 or 2 people that might benefit from
I
it.
had to put a
Crazy
big
one of-
caveat on mine. Those Death Knell decks. You have a bunch of Death Knell units on the field.
I didn't even think about that.
Wait.
Chill.
If Karthus dies at the same time, it still
Yes.
triggers double death nil.
Yes.
Wait, no. We've talked about this.
No.
Because if Victor
Victor doesn't,
dies
yeah.
at the same time as other stuff, you don't make
Yeah.
the tokens.
So you still only make 1 per Death Knell. But I don't know. Death Knell deck. There's a reason Karthus is $5.
Well, because
Let's
one dude's
stop.
buying
Let's stop for
40.
1 second. I need to shout out, homie, if you're listening to this, Rylan. He if you go back and watch his podcast, he said, "Oh, when they make a Karthus legend." And you know what? So you know what he's been doing since that podcast episode? He's been buying Karthus at 30 cents a pop. I don't know if you've seen TCG Player. Karthus is now at $5 a pop. I think. How many did he have? He's at 120. He has 120
Yeah,
Karthus.
he has
Oh,
100 plus.
wait, whoa, that's a lot of money to have just sitting with you now.
Yeah. He went from
yeah.
because he was like, because he just loves Karthus, and that's so funny. Like that's such a fun perspective to have on like, oh, I'm gonna collect this because I just love Karthus, right? Now he has 120 Karthuses worth $5 each. Which, when that Death Knell tech gets fully unlocked, I could see Karthus easily going up to $10.
That's exactly what I said. I made a video recently where I opened a Riftbound box back in October, but I dubbed over it, just giving thoughts on like today's like market prices and things like that. There's no reason to have minimum a playset of all of those like random epics and legendaries from Origins. Blue Kaisa is still 30 cents. There's a world where Blue Kaisa pops off.
Especially because she just has ganking off the rip.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, like, she plays the spell that when you conquer minus your point. I mean, there's some crazy stuff.
It's definitely worth going in and seeing like if you go back into into Origins, any card under $1, just buy a playset.
Just have a playset.
It's
Yeah.
worth having a playset of them so that when those cards see more viability, you're not left in the wind and it shoots up to $5, $10, $15.
yeah, because those are the only cards I'm missing for my playset. It's just the big old epics, and I keep not buying the red Kaisas, and whenever I was gonna first
going
buy
up,
them,
yeah.
it was $40 and $60 and $80.
That's
Dude,
100.
that is my biggest downfall from Origins.
Same.
The only 3 things I did not buy were red Kaisas, was baited hooks, and seals, and now I
Seals
can't
just
get them
work.
anywhere.
My biggest thing was I sold them all too early.
Same.
I had
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I had playsets of everything. I was selling baited hooks for $13.
I was selling Seal of Discords for $8.
Oh my goodness!
Yes.
Hey, can I,
Disgusting.
can I still get your Seal of Discords rate?
I love that.
Speaking of seals, I believe it's already kind of too late, but they're not going to get any cheaper.
I don't think it's too late.
The-
They're
Now
gonna
is
go up.
probably, now that we know they're
It's a
not
bad
coming.
time, but it's the best time.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's only they're only going to go up. I think insight and focus are still pretty attainable.
So, yeah, Focus is like, or green. Green is
it's-
like,
yeah.
it's like $20.
Focus is green.
I've
Yeah,
got,
focus is
yeah.
green.
I've got my playset of orange, red, blue. No, not red. Orange, blue, green. So that's what? Oh, and purple. So that's just yellow and red.
Yep. Oh, Seal of Unity is cooked.
Yes.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
I think
Oh,
Seal of
yeah, it
Unity
is.
and like I cryptically posted Seal of Strength and people were like, "Oh, market manipulation." I'm like, "There's not. It's just look at how much stuff.
Yeah.
It's just what is it? Power cost is just going to be so high.
Yeah. And I also just don't think they're going to be reprinting Seals. We got a reprint
Yep.
we got a reprint of Seals and Spirit Forge. I don't
Overnumbered, though.
think we are in Unleashed. Right. I don't think we are in Unleashed. I doubt we are in Vendetta. So Origins might be your only way to get those. Obviously, it's against Spearforge, but you can't regularly get them.
And we should be expecting more Origins to hit the market because, like, hey, we're rounding around the time where the reprint, the big heavy reprint was done, and Proving Ground should hopefully be coming
He
out
has
soon
some
too.
insight on that.
With that being said,
Okay, is this
Is this legal?
news?
I would assume it is.
technically it's public
It's
information
distro.
depending on
it's just distro.
from our distros, from what I've seen, because just from like, I mean, you can go to any of these distro websites and you're just gonna make an account regardless. I don't know if you need to like have a store to look.
probably
I
does.
probably do.
Well, that being said, Unleashed is we've gotten to the point where we're able to pre-order it, and with that, Proving Grounds is with those pre-orders.
Yes.
Oh,
On the site though, no Spirit Forge, no Origins to be ordered anywhere.
wait, hold up. So you're telling me, hey, we'll get more. We're going to get more Proving Grounds. We're going to get Unleashed, but Spearforge and Origins may be.
It
harder to
may
get?
be so. It wasn't in the pre-order section. It was just in the regular section, but they're sold out, is what it says. So when we get a
They
reprint,
know what they're doing.
we will
man.
never.
They know
we
what
won't
they're
know.
doing. I know they know what they're
I
doing.
think we'll just get trickles right of Origins. Like I was talking about it
Drip
today.
fed?
Yeah, just literally drip fed Origins. I haven't seen Origins in the wild in 2-3 months. In like being able to buy a pack.
Since Houston.
Yeah, no, like literally just seeing it on the shelves. It's impossible.
You couldn't buy it, but you could still obtain it via tickets in
Oh,
Vegas.
Vegas, yeah.
Well, yeah, in Vegas, yeah. That's wild to think about.
Yeah.
Even they're like low on
Just say,
Origins.
in Atlanta, after we succeed in getting Metal Ari, we should definitely try to stock up on getting some Origins booster boxes.
I want a case of each just to
sit on.
Just to sit
Just for
on.
fun. Oh, yeah.
Just to sit on.
I know I keep talking about it and bringing it up. I really want to do a chaos draft with.
We need to.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Summer's
two
weekly
each.
chaos
Two
draft.
of each, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, when set 3 comes out, we can look at it. Hey, speaking of, okay, more, because we talked about seals. We talked about cards that we think, like, hey, you should be getting, if they're under $1, go on TCG Player, find a local homie, just buy them, trade for them,
Yep.
get them. They are not going to go any lower. And the chances of them going up is just exponential with Unleashed. And when these new techs start getting unlocked, the Karthus effect, I'm going to call it the Karthus effect, will happen. Because, no, straight up, the card will go from 30 cents to $5.
Yep.
So, sweet. So we talked about cards that you should be looking out for. And, in the members only section, if you're not already a member, we'll talk about cards that we're buying. Cards that, maybe we're trying to stock up on that I think, maybe don't have any eyeballs on them, or at least the eyeballs of our members. So if you want to know what we're buying, be sure to join as a Rifty down below. It's $4.99. You only support us doing what, like making content, going out to events. Like straight up, we're going to be buying our plane tickets with the money we've made from the channel to go and film more content for everybody, to connect with everybody. So if you haven't already, join. Member exclusive content is slowly coming out, but coming out. So we'll see you there. However, let's transition the conversation to something else. So we've talked about Unleashed. We've talked about cards. Cards coming out. Let's talk about what about in Unleashed do we think? We talked very broadly about it. I think the meta slows down. I think the meta slows down so much because of mechanics. Let's talk about mechanics. All right.
Okay.
Ambush basically being reaction speed for units. I think it's just going to slow down everything so much. You'll have to have an answer for something before you feel comfortable committing. So because of that, cards like Draven, or like legends like Draven, the Draven meta will, I think, crash and burn. This may age like milk, but I think it will, because there will be so many more things that people can use to win combats quickly.
I think also, like, these red and yellow decks, they might get a little kind of scary because you have the Shin and the Rengar. So you have on defense reaction unit and on offense reaction unit. So coming into the thing with just kind of one dude might be a little scary on getting the random Shin just thrown out at you.
I think you're absolutely right about the Draven. I mean, and I'm going to keep bringing it up because if you haven't seen it, you should go watch it, is our interview with Sam D. Sherman. And the biggest thing he says about Draven, and as a Draven player, you may correct me if I'm wrong, the scariest part about playing it is knowing if you're going to win the combat, especially in the mirror. Because in the mirror, you're giving card draw to your opponent, and you have to commit for that card draw, and you have to be sure you're going to win. I think that's why I've gotten a little bit better at playing against Draven, is because it's a little bit easier to read when you think they can and can't win a combat. So with ambush becoming a thing, and then reaction spells, and all the different techs we're getting, it's going to make it really hard to win those combats.
Yeah, there's a couple things that I think the entire meta is contingent on. The post on the 30th. Dave said on the 30th, we're going to get some clarification on some rules. I think people are really forgetting a lot about that. Unless something significant changes, like how winning a combat works, maybe banning or limiting some cards or eradicating some cards, when things like Ezreal Cult Shot exist, I think that just favors those Miracle decks a little bit even more. I'm playing Detonate. Detonate Draven, for those who don't know, it's arguably the best deck. I mean, it's won both 25Ks in the last 2 weekends. So when
Not Shenzhen though.
not true. I don't know if the Chinese know about that meta yet, but regardless, the crazy thing about that deck is though, you deck yourself out, and when you're recycling your cards with Vi, you're drawing exactly what you need. Do you need a rebuke at the time? Do you need a fight or flight? Being able, like, when the games last that long, I don't think I've ever lost a Detonate Draven match when I've gotten to the bottom of my deck and I'm able to recycle those cards with Red Vi, for those who don't know. So unless something changes about the meta and how slowed down these games go, that just benefits those Miracle decks a little bit more. It's just getting, like, drawing as many cards as they possibly can. Like, yeah, winning the combats is, like, iffy, but if those games go on too long, we need a zoo deck. For those who play Hearthstone out there, Warlock Zoo, just like aggro decks. We need something to counter those, like, really slow, burny decks.
Well, we have the Ivern giving that adds another big mechanic besides ambush and unleashed is the classification of card types. So what is it? Bird, dog, cat,
and Poro.
Yeah,
I love how Poro's part of it.
Poro's one of the creatures.
If all four are on the field and yellow Ivern scores, you score 2 points instead of 1.
And you can win now from what is it, 5, right? Easily from 5, if not 4.
Technically 4. If you have 2 yellow Iverns and all 4 archetypes, you move in, get 2, move in, get 2.
A sneaky green Ari.
Yeah, sneaky green Ari. Yeah. Ivern's yellow green.
Actually, you could win earlier.
Yeah.
Can't you?
Yeah.
With what?
With green Ari and then with Ivern.
Yeah.
Because is Ivern just you gain 2 points on Conquer and Hold? Just anytime you would score, you would score
Conquer
2?
and Hold too, I'm pretty sure.
You have to have 2 of each, right?
You have to have 1 of each.
One of each?
I'm pretty sure it's 1 of each.
Wait, is it yellow
It's
Ivern?
yellow.
Yellow
Ivern.
I'm almost positive it's 2 of each would be crazy.
I think it's just 1 of each. I think you just have
pretty
one
sure.
of each. But I just don't know if it's on Conquer and Hold.
As you play me, choose bird, cat, dog, or Poro. I gain that tag. When I conquer or hold, score 1 point if units have the following tags among them: bird, cat, dog, and Poro.
And he can choose whatever one you don't have on the field.
So on Conquer and Hold.
Yep.
So you could get
I had to
2
see
on the
something.
Conquer, play the Ari somehow magically in there if none of your guys died. And then
Charm
on the
some
Hold,
stuff over.
just
Ooh.
3.
You can win from 4 now.
Yeah.
I went to check because I had to see. And I kind of knew it. Yumi counts as cat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, she's a cat.
I know, but...
She's a cat.
Okay, granted, they could have
And
just...
Ari counts as a fox.
does she actually?
I don't know.
No,
I don't
Fox
know.
is
I'm just
in
BSing.
Okay, I was about to
Yeah.
say-
Just messing BSing.
I was gonna say Yumi. You could expect it to just have the tag Yumi Bandle City and something else.
I'm hoping that sort of zoo deck is going to be good because those aggro decks, like putting a lot of pressure on the board really early games, that's going to slow down those like miracle decks and those detonate decks. But yeah, I think purple's just still going to continue to dominate unless something big changes.
Well,
Existential Dread is just too good.
Yeah,
man.
Baron is really good.
Baron's good.
I do think there's a world where yellow or order is just. I think order's second to purple. Honestly, not gonna lie.
I would agree.
I think with how many people we've seen Draven or not Draven, how many people we've seen play Victor in our local meta, it is so trigger inducing.
Local skirmish was 2 Dravens, 2 Victors in top 4.
Like getting Cold the Weak, Hidden Blade,
Yeah.
and then Vengeance.
3 Dravens, one Victor.
Oh my goodness.
It was too
okay.
long.
I don't
just
know.
like-
When you give your match away to somebody, it's kind of I'm just.
It's just like I don't know. I complain about order when purples can dig for whatever, but
That's the issue. That's the only issue I have is just being able to look at 4, draw 2 for free is just too. It's too good. It breaks the spirit of the game of like the RNG of like manipulation, like the RNG factor of it. Like on Detonate, I'm seeing my entire deck basically every game. You know, if it goes 6 to 7 turns, you're seeing your entire deck, and like, where's the fun? There's no RNG at that. Well, there is RNG, but there's no RNG, right? If you follow what I'm saying.
Yeah, you have to get the RNG to get the draw cards, but once you have it, it's gone.
Yeah, it's just I that's what I loved about this game is just like you generally never see the bottom of your deck unless you're playing those crazy miracle decks.
And I struggle the most, like with my Volibear, I struggle the most against purple.
Yeah.
Just because of rebukes and fizz, because they can just stack deck. Okay, cool. I see that he's got like 2 Cadrigans, got this guy. Okay, just get all my rebuke.
Because it's like I love the idea of the ambushes and the reds and doing like silly things, but when you're only drawing 8 cards by turn 5 and your opponent is in purple drawing 20 cards by turn 5,
it's boring.
It's boring. Yeah, that's what I mean.
That's why I'll never be a Metamancer.
I'm kind of, as much as I love this set, I'm kind of tired of the meta. I'm just it's I don't know. Maybe
That's how I feel personally.
One thing I think that people aren't looking too much into is next set green yellow and green blue get exponentially better, because not only with green yellow do you have the board removal, you now have board removal and spell countering.
Yep.
And with green blue, there's enough. I mean, next set there's enough blue damage spells to where you can do the same thing, where it's just damage and then counter spells, counter magic. Yep. And it really makes me think that with set 4, I know we're barely just getting into set 3, but with set 4, getting those new colors, those new color combinations, green-red is going to be exponentially
Was that
so
4
dangerous.
or 5?
That should
set
be 4.
4.
Is that what they said?
So
Yeah.
here's also my thing. We've already gotten 2 of the units for set 4, or 2 legends. I was told, or I heard
we got more.
that we're only getting 8. Oh, we got more?
No, because the packaging for set 4 was out. So Renekton, Nasus, Akali. I'm not sure who her mirror was. Oh, Mbessa, Mel, Zed, Shen, and there's more that haven't been released or haven't been announced. But we've got confirmation on some.
It's gonna be a good set.
Actually, just looking at it. So we posted on our community spotlight. Hey, what do you want to see us discuss? Extreme Legend. Shout out to you. He says I want to hear about the Zoo Squad, and if there's any upcoming if the upcoming set will change to a hold format. Maybe also could we expect to see some of the changes what you mentioned on the 30th? Before we get into that convo, what do we think? Do we think a hold format is going to be something that makes a little bit more impact this next set?
I'm kind of already that with Volibear. I just a Mega Zoo deck is just all my cheapest unit is 5.
Yeah.
And that's the Minotaur.
Yeah.
And then everything else is just like 6, 7, 8, 9. This guy. But yeah, it's just a Mega Zoo, so I'm already kind of on a hold format. So rebuke sucks.
I'm with Rowan as well. I mean, hold is already still. I mean, it's not the greatest, but it's not viable. You can run it and it works well.
Until you run into Victor.
I disagree. I mean,
apparently crazy too much, bro.
I mean, with going against Dawson the other day, I mean, I didn't lose, and I mean, we played 3 games, and out of the 3, I mean, I won half of them. Well, because 9, but I mean, it really is just, can you draw what you need in the moment? And one card that I don't think people are running enough of in green is Janna being able to push back
reaction too. She was like our sneak peek into reaction spell, reaction units. Yeah.
With that being said, do you think the units that we have that have reaction already will be eroded to ambush?
No.
Nah.
No. I think
No, because
reaction is ambush basically. Right?
Technically,
well, but reaction can be on attack or defend, while
correct.
ambush is specifically only on attack.
When you control
And-
battlefield.
when you control the battlefield, yeah.
Well, no, I thought ambush was whenever you're attacking.
No. Oh, ambush is attack.
And
or
the
hold.
other one is on defense. Like Shen is specifically if you
A unit
control the
there, yeah.
battlefield. Yeah.
Wow.
What was the question again? I forgot.
No, it's just like will it turn into a hold format?
No. They want to so bad. There's so many hold cards in the set. Holding is just, it's too risky. You put yourself to potentially, and here's the thing, why, okay, and I know there's hold effects. Why bother holding when you can retreat and just reconquer it the next turn?
Yep. Well, I mean,
Like,
I guess
that's
the
issue I
best
have
one
with it.
being like Green Ari, right?
Sure.
Like,
That's
hey,
what I mean,
get a
hold
whole
effects.
point, right?
But you just open yourself up to too many different plays and too much different like stuff.
Yeah.
Especially going back to purple. Yeah. Purple has 2 counter spells now, guys. Why are we not talking about this?
2 counter spells and now a stun spell.
And
Yep. And we finally get the stun.
Can we give purple every single ability that all these other colors
We might as well
have?
just make Dazzling Aurora a hybrid color at this
why
point.
not?
Make it purple, orange. Screw it.
Which people are theorizing that chaos, the purple domain, is going to be can do everything, but it should be able to. If it's going to be that, it should be jack of all trades, master of none. Do everything but worse. And it's not that. It's do everything but on the same.
But
field.
no, but better.
You
in
know
some
what?
cases.
Yeah.
But, like stack
I-
deck, come on.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to disagree. I think it's only feels like that because, I mean, we're 2 sets in.
Sure.
But with that being said, I mean, I think green draws a little bit better than purple. Or
Call shot.
meditation.
Call shot,
Okay.
stack deck.
Well,
Stack deck.
yeah.
Green. As
Okay, okay.
Kaisa.
Scrap
Draw,
drafting.
draw was
all
probably
the
the
time.
worst thing I could have said. Counter magic, right? Green does it better.
Hard bargain is just.
Hard bargain is on repeat also.
Yeah.
Green, I mean, hard bargain is defiable though.
Yeah, that's true.
Sure.
There's the only thing that's not defiable in purple is rebuke, I think, right?
Okay, not so
Can
fast.
get not so
Right.
fast in
Yeah, yeah.
football,
But yeah.
But now abandoned is
Oh,
getting
and
printed.
I think people also. Ooh, make sure to go to the member section because I want to talk about this card so bad. And like, if you don't own a playset already, if you can probably guess what I'm talking about.
Just say it. Just say it.
Okay, we'll give you a teaser. If you're not buying Mystic Reversal, you're fucking up. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Yep.
Get Mystic Reversal right now. Mystic Reversal is so good to be able to copy that spell that's being played on you and play it again. And see, one more. I'll give you one more. Seal of Focus. Seal of Focus and Mystic Reversal. Grab them like now. If you don't grab them, not financial advice, but if you don't, you're gonna regret not getting them.
You know what I'm hoping to see? I'm hoping to see more counter spells that involve the ability aspect instead of just
Yeah.
spells. Maybe, hopefully, we'll start to see a counter target creature spell next set. Hopefully.
We don't have it yet, but we could.
Guess who's gonna get it first?
Purple.
Okay, if purple gets that, I'm gonna be sick, dude.
But
they legitimately will.
but like speaking of that, like, do you think they should try and address it now and try and just like restrict cards? Because I honestly, personally, don't like
yeah.
banning cards.
Let's
I like
talk about that.
restricting them.
Let's talk about the 30th. Let's kind of because that's coming up very quick in like a week,
8
what, a
days.
week and a half, 8 days, week almost. So I don't think we're gonna get. I actually think we'll get restrictions. You know what's funny is, and I don't want to put them on blast, but we had a pro player put out a fake ban list, and it made the rounds.
You know what's even funnier?
What?
A couple days after, he puts out a fake champion spoiler too.
Oh, yeah.
He put out the poppy, the orange poppy. When you move in, you stun a unit. If you stun something, buff all of your units. People are furious.
Yeah, I
Beautiful rage
You can
bait.
tell it's fake because when you zoomed in, it was the
Yeah,
worst
it was the
pixelation.
2025
Oh my
stamp,
goodness!
too.
All I'm saying is that we had that fake ban list running around, and people were. He had to issue an apology because he was like I did not mean to offend anybody,
yeah.
but like, do we think the announcement on the 30th is going to include bans or restrictions, and if so, how do you think that's going to impact the game?
Ooh, and this is just going off the article that I read about what Dave said, and from Dave and Ching Wen's kind of perspective from what I've heard in interviews is I don't think we're going to see as many restricted cards versus just flat out banned cards. They've talked about how restricted cards become a little bit harder to manage, and with new players and players coming into the scene, it's a lot harder to say, oh, you can't actually have 3 versions of that card in your deck. You can only run this many. Versus you just can't use that card. That's a lot simpler to say than to say you can only run this many or X amount. And I honestly think with the cards being banned, there's not a lot that needs to be banned. I think people are making a big deal out of a lot of these cards that don't need to be made big deals out of. Called Shot, granted, I think can be banned. I think it would be okay. But it's really only good because of Purple Ez. But the problem with that is you can't ban Purple Ez because it can be a chosen champ or something like that.
I think I actually don't think you need to ban anything. I actually don't think you need to restrict anything either. when they designed this game, they designed the game to have 10 or 9 concurrent sets, like in rotation. Like that is the rotation. That is like the standard format. So if we're trusting them with designing a well-made game, which so far it has been very well made, while Set 2 meta has been very Draven heavy, we still have Aurelia winning championships. We had Ezreal winning championships. We have Azir. We have Jax making top 8s.
We have Victors and not Aurelia's Misfortunes making top 4.
Top 2, right? Or top 4. I'm just saying, like, you know, it feels very scary. However, I think with set 3, 4, and 5, we're gonna get a lot varied of a meta. When you add when there's 1,000 cards to pick from,
Oh yeah.
what are you going to pick? And so I actually don't think you ban anything. What if there is a better option than Call Shot coming out in the future? What if, like, hey, Call Shot's great, but you could run this to find to fetch a card you want. You know what I mean?
Dude, if they had card fetches, I think I'm out.
I think they're against it because of shuffling.
Yeah,
But
exactly. Yeah.
but all I'm saying is that, like, there's a possibility in a world
Sure.
where even better cards come out, right? So, like, I don't think you ban anything. I think you clarify rules, though. Because, like, winning a combat on Reaver's Row feels cheaty and doesn't even feel like right. It feels like, oh, I just learned this on the spot a lot of the times, and by the time I learn it, they lost me the game.
Speaking of Reaver's Row, during our skirmish, we had one of our top players here they were going against an Aurelia, which you don't see out very often, but it counts as being chosen.
I just
for
learned
the
that
trigger
yesterday too.
Yeah, and
Whoa.
it gives it +1. You can ready it. Reaver's Row is a strong battlefield.
It's too strong.
Yeah, because we were looking into it, and that like it looks for people at the battlefield on defense, and then you choose a
does say
target.
choose.
You choose a unit to give the ability of move back to base on defense, and you can just choose not to do it, but you still have chosen a unit to
So it gets the
give the
+1.
ability. So it gains the +1,
Whoa.
and then you get an extra choose with the champion to give it a +2.
Yeah, that stuff. I mean, like, that's not even hidden tech. That's like weird,
Yep.
like
In the
wording.
stacks, kind of weird. Yeah, the interpretation of the
There
rules.
needs to be a little bit of a further clarification on rules. I think that's what's going to happen on the 30th.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I completely agree. I don't think a single card is getting banned. I know a lot of people are going around locals. Why are you playing that deck? It's just going to get banned. No card's getting banned. Clarification on rules. I think how winning a combat is designated. I think winning a combat is going to be combat damage has to be dealt, not just units existing after.
Well,
combat.
they did that in set 3. There are cards that say now combat damage. It says winning a combat says combat damage needs to be dealt.
I saw that on one of the cards. I pointed out.
I think it was a Kha'Zix, was it?
Yes. Yeah.
And then you need to explain that combat damage is between 2 units and
Yes.
not like a spell.
A spell,
Because it
yeah.
would suck to just like to be bellowed and then just fight or flight or
I'm-
something, or
I'm
just
even
like
okay
just
with
some
it.
weird.
I'm okay with
because
that.
then you spend 2
You've
cards.
spent
to win,
something
yeah.
to do it. Yeah.
You know what gets a lot stronger with that then? Metas that revolve around weakening units, lowering
Yeah,
might.
sure.
Smokescreen gets better.
Frigid Touch.
Frigid Touch gets better. Blue Ari, green or Legend Ari gets better.
The fact that Blue Aura is sub $20 is still insane to me.
Get them now. Get your Spirit Blossom.
We'll talk about it in members. We'll talk about members. Hey, I want to go ahead and I think that actually, man, what a quick hour.
Jeez.
What a very quick hour. I'm going to take the next minute. We're actually going to thank our members because if you're a member, you're beautiful and I love you. So I'm going to take the next, however long it takes me to get through this list of people
Couple
to
minutes.
shout out.
We
our
also
members.
love everybody else, just them a little
we,
bit more.
we love them a little more, but we still love everybody.
You can't read out 2,000 names in a few minutes.
I don't know what you mean. I should start going through my list. Right now.
Eventually, I will just probably have them all pop up on the screen. But hey, I'm going to give a shout out to Jules Productions, J Bomb 1, B Dub Wolf. That's Blake.
Yeah.
Jeremiah Walker 1063, AWS Gold Steel. All right, man, this is Narrow Eternal, Alvaro Fiola 9150. I'll give it to you. Mr. Pokey Combat, Kyle Apgar, Spencer Radborn, Riverbud, LMX 111. Murray the Pizza Guy 4492, Brown Mamba number 5, High Scoregasm, wow, Joan M Live, we have Vitanix TCG, Juan Glue 323, we got Honeybeck, we got I Love Makima, the Captain Rift, Devastator 1349. We have 50 King Crispy. We have CR Casabar. We have the Purple Mammoth 4631. Smooth 2649. We have Leaf Ninja 1000. And I'm going to let Caleb Breather X start it.
Where'd you leave it at, Leaf Ninja? All right, first two home. Thank you very much. Tony Bologna, Christopher Bowman, Birchie KMS, Venere Lal, Mr. Rails 9879, Lucid Dress 3808, Teklo Crow, Yep Sai,
A big shout out to Technical. He's our only Mega Rifty.
Gimme a Rest, Extreme Legend 999.
I love that guy.
JP Tagero, and Bone
Bone
CC2.
I would have been the first one, but Caleb beat me to it.
I had to.
Right once it opened up, he just
So
signed
if
up.
you
He
want to
had
hear your
insider
name,
knowledge.
if you want to hear your name, shout it out at the end of our podcast. Until we get too many, please be sure to join our memberships.
And speaking of which, Discord possibly live this Friday.
Okay, hey, so look. Okay, on the note, let's talk about more not game things. Let's talk summoners things for a quick second. Yeah. So we have a couple things happening, and if you made it to the end of this podcast, you're beautiful and I love you. Second, we are in the process of building a Discord. It will be accessible by our members first. So if you want to play games with us, if you want to chat with us, have an area to speak to Caleb and I directly at a very quick speed. Right now, it'll be open to members only as soon as we get it live. And then once we get to a point to where we feel comfortable that we can open it up to everybody, everyone will be able to join. But there will be member-specific channels to be able to get into, to play, to talk, to do live streams, all that stuff. And when we eventually transition the podcast to live, we'll be doing like text-to-speech. We'll be doing all that fun stuff. We're going to wait, though. But yes, Discord coming very soon. And also, giveaway information. So before I get into that, let me make sure I don't goof up. So I posted on our community notes, or our community posting, we have some beautiful custom-made framed artwork by my brother-in-law. So let me go ahead and just to let you know, we are going to be posting to our members first. So again, building more channel membership like value. If you want to be part of a membership, you will have to follow my brother-in-law's Instagram. That Instagram I will link down below, but in case you want to find it, it is at corp, C-O-R-P _cat_art. He is going to start selling those custom-made art pieces. So if you want to get a one-of-one custom-made Riftbound framed piece of art full of recycled product and cards and maybe even some more stuff you'll see in the future, go to his Instagram, follow him, let him know that Summoners Weekly sent you, and then he'll know that that's where you found us, where you found him. That said, our members only will be getting access to the first giveaway, and then we will be doing another giveaway. That giveaway will require you to go to his account, to follow. You'll comment on our post, and then you should be good. So then once you do that, you'll comment on his post, you'll comment on our post, you'll follow him, and then we'll just end up doing a live wheel spin. So we'll do a live, and then we'll do a wheel spin, let people know. Once I get them in hand, those kinds of things are kind of like bulky. So we will limit this to a U.S. only. So just to clarify, I can't ship like a big glass frame over the seas yet, but we'll find a way to involve our audience outside of the U.S. So again, thank you so much for watching this episode of Summoners Weekly, guys. We're going to continue to our members only section. So if you want to get the tea, and if you want to know what cards that we're buying, be sure to join members only, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of Summoners Weekly. I'm JD, your host, followed with
Caleb, your co-host.
and we got
Yeah, we got Rowan just chilling on the couch.
And Shinya from Champion Select.
If you haven't already, go give Champion Select a follow. Get that in-depth daily information. We'll catch you on the next week.
We'll see ya.
Peace.